Would you love to develop greater confidence and courage to face your fears and step into bigger, bolder ways of being, a new higher order of being, a new higher order of business? My name is John Mark Shaw, and today I want to talk to you about enlightened entrepreneurship and having the courage to face your fears. One of the most important ways that we can step into a new higher order of business and of being, of living our lives more courageously, living our lives more confidently, is to learn to be willing to face our fears, to step into our power because we are willing to lean into what is uncomfortable. Highly successful people are willing to be uncomfortable for the sake of growth. And so our willingness to understand that fear is actually just the border of the reality that we've known in our life. If this is our comfort zone, our 72 degrees, our paradigm, our operating system, everything up here registers to our nervous system as fear. It's just the way it works in our nervous system. When we lean in, every time we lean into doing something new, doing something at a higher order of being, stretching into growth for our lives, for our businesses, when we lean in, there will always be fear. Fear will be a constant companion on the journey. But most people have an intolerance for fear. They actually have a great fear of fear itself. Right? The only thing to fear is fear itself, as the famous quote says. Really, the truth is that having our fear doesn't mean that it's the wrong direction, doesn't mean it's the wrong choice to make. What it really means is that we haven't done it yet. It's outside of our comfort zone. So courage, which comes from the Latin root cor or heart, means to have heart. It's not necessarily that we develop fearlessness, right? There are very few people, I think, on the planet who really exhibit true fearlessness, right? But the truth is, we can have our fear, but not let our fear have us. We can befriend our fear, recognizing that our fear is just going to be a companion on any journey where we're growing. If you are an enlightened entrepreneur, if you're a business leader, if you're a person who is on a personal development path, a spiritual path of growth, on some level, fear will always be a companion on your journey. But the key is, how can we step in and face our fears and take the bold step anyway? Just earlier today, I had to face some fears around one of my clients because they did not honor my policy of canceling, and so they didn't show up for a session. And I have a policy that's in writing that says that I charge people if they don't give me 24 hours notice. But up until recently, I tried not to enforce that because I have a certain fear of displeasing my clients, because there's a part of me that has an insecurity that I want to please other people, to be a people pleaser. And so today, when it was actually the second time that it had happened and I had reminded that person of the policy, then I was forced to enforce that policy. And I was a bit shaky in it. I was a bit concerned. I had some fear involved. But there is an empowered version of me. My higher order of being is the fully confident entrepreneur, leader, business person, coach, who has a policy, wants to honor and serve people into their greatness, but also really requires that they respect my time as their own time. And so I leaned in and I took the scary step, and I was a little shaky, but I know that moved energy for me in terms of my shift into being a more enlightened entrepreneur, a more empowered entrepreneur, stepping into the courage, right, to take the bold action. And what's important for you to know is the action might be scary while you do it. You might be doing it afraid. Sometimes I get up on stage in front of a few hundred people and I'm literally shaking. That's how scared I am. But that fear is just the border of the energy of what I'm facing. But the true fact is, if I can lean in and break through that fear, the other side of that will be my growth, will be a new higher order of being for myself, for my business, for my impact in the world. So I want to encourage you today. Have the courage to lean into facing your fears. remember that just because you have fear, fear doesn't have to have you. That you can do the thing that you know is yours to do, even if you do it wobbly or shaky or afraid, because the doing of that will break you through to a new higher order of being and of business. And so I want to invite you to a free training I'm doing on Wednesday, December 2nd at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's called Vision 2021. And it's how enlightened entrepreneurs create massive business success right now using a new higher order of business. So I hope you will join me. Click the link to register. And thank you for liking and following this post. And I wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving and holiday season. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.